Do you believe in love at first sight? I used to. I once stood before a used Mercedes, gleaming, impeccably beautiful. It looked like a dream stepped right out of a magazine. But that dream, it turned into a nightmare. And it almost cost me nearly $6,000 for secrets hidden beneath that pristine facade. That's the raw truth about owning a Benz. It's not just the shining three-pointed star on the hood. It's what's buried deep in the repair bills that truly matters. Some Mercedes models are undying legends, running hundreds of thousands of miles with just routine maintenance. But others? They're financial black holes, designed to drain your wallet dry. Let's start with the first name on the list to steer clear of, the Mercedes-Benz ML 350 from 2006 to 2011. At first glance, it looks like a bargain. A luxury SUV at an attractive price point. Many were captivated by its blend of prestige, comfort, and driving dynamics. But that was before they pulled back the shiny curtain. The most terrifying thing lurking under the hood was the M272 V6 engine. A heart once lauded, but one that carried a fatal flaw, a defective balance shaft gear. This issue could make your engine kick the bucket just shy of the 80,000-mile mark. And the cost to bring it back to life? Often ranging from $4,000 to $6,000. That's not just an inconvenience. That's a crippling financial blow for anyone who trusted in German engineering. But the engine was just the beginning. Reports from Consumer Reports and J.D. Power consistently highlighted a long list of issues. Transmissions could be jerky, with delayed shifts. Electrical gremlins like persistent dashboard warning lights, even after repairs. And worst of all, the air suspension system on some versions, which often died right after the warranty expired, leaving you on the hook for thousands of dollars in replacements. Add to that recurrent failures like power window regulators and fuel level sensors, and you'd find yourself facing an endless stream of maintenance bills. And the cruel irony? As all these problems started piling up, the vehicle's value had already plummeted dramatically. The repairs often weren't even worth the car's market value anymore. So, is there any way out? Mercedes did start addressing some of these issues in later models. If you're absolutely dead set on an ML 350, look for 2009 or 2010 models, and crucially important, they must have complete service records and proof that the engine timing components have been updated or repaired. And a golden piece of advice: take the vehicle to a specialized independent Mercedes mechanic for an inspection, not just any general repair shop. Yes, I know, some owners have driven their ML 350s past 150,000 miles without significant issues. But they are the exceptions, not the rule. For the majority, this SUV became a burden of cost and maintenance after just a few years of ownership. If you want a Mercedes SUV experience without the risk, skip the ML 350 entirely and consider a GLE 350, a newer model that rectified most of the ML 350's mistakes. We'll talk about the GLE 350 later. If you thought the ML 350 was expensive to maintain, this next SUV takes things even further. It's the Mercedes-Benz GL450 from 2007 to 2012. The GL450 was designed to be the ultimate full-size luxury SUV, a family-hauling warrior, 3 rows of seating, a powerful V8 engine, and a prestigious badge. On paper, it was perfect for well-heeled families embarking on long journeys. But in reality, the GL450 turned out to be one of the most financially damaging SUVs Mercedes ever produced. And the data proves it. According to Consumer Reports and J.D. Power, this generation of GL450 scores below average for long-term reliability, especially after the 100,000-mile mark. And it wasn't just one system failing. Nearly every system had problems. One of the biggest culprits? The airmatic air suspension system, which many owners reported beginning to leak or sag after just 50,000 miles. When that happens, you're looking at repair bills that easily climb to $4,000 to $6,000. And that's just for the suspension alone. But the pain doesn't stop there. The GL450 was equipped with the M273 V8 engine, which shared the same timing chain tensioner and balance shaft issues as the problematic CLS 550 and S550 models. When those parts fail, and they often do, repairs can cost thousands. Many owners also reported issues with the transmission, worn drive shaft flex discs, and even complete powertrain failure before reaching 130,000 miles. Then there's the electronics. These SUVs were packed with features, but that also meant more things to go wrong. Failing power liftgate motors, dead infotainment systems, and persistent sensor errors were common. And because it's a Mercedes, every repair requires specialized tools and labor, meaning you're not just paying for the part, you're paying for the privilege of owning one. To make matters worse, the GL450 also suffered from severe depreciation. Once out of warranty, resale values plummeted like a stone, meaning you could be spending $10,000 on repairs for a vehicle that's only worth that much on the market. So, is it entirely doom and gloom? Not quite. If you're still determined to buy a GL450, here's how to avoid financial disaster. First, focus on later model years, particularly 2011 and 2012, where some reliability improvements were made. Second, verify that the aromatic suspension has been replaced or converted to a coil spring system. That upgrade alone can save you thousands. And third, demand a thorough pre-purchase inspection from a qualified Mercedes-Benz specialist. If the timing components, powertrain, and electronics are solid, you might find a unicorn, but more likely you won't. In summary, the GL450 tried to deliver grand-scale luxury and utility, but ultimately left owners facing massive bills and a high risk of breakdown. If you're looking for a reliable luxury SUV that won't decimate your retirement savings, look elsewhere. This is a gamble most drivers can't afford to lose. Now, let's turn to a compact model that promised sporty luxury on a budget, but ultimately delivered something very different. That's the Mercedes-Benz C230 Kompressor from 2003 to 2007. At first glance, this car looked like a dream come true. A compact, sporty Benz with a luxury badge and an affordable price tag. It promised the thrill of German engineering without the six-figure commitment. But for many owners, this model turned out to be a maintenance minefield in disguise. Produced from 2003 to 2007, the C230 Kompressor featured the M271 four-cylinder supercharged engine, a powertrain meant to deliver both performance and fuel efficiency. But as these cars aged, a serious pattern of mechanical failures began to emerge. Most notably, premature timing chain failure, often before 100,000 miles. Consumer Reports consistently flagged these issues, and J.D. Power reported long-term reliability problems, especially with the powertrain and electrical system. Timing chain failure isn't a minor issue. When it fails, it can cause catastrophic engine damage, often requiring thousands of dollars in repairs. And it didn't stop there. The supercharger system, one of the C230's main selling points, was prone to premature wear, oil leaks, and sensor failures, often leaving owners with reduced performance and costly repair bills. And then there's the interior. The C230 Kompressor's cabin simply didn't age gracefully. Buttons and trim pieces would fade or peel, the leather seats cracked prematurely, and the overall build quality felt more commuter car than premium. For a luxury brand like Mercedes-Benz, this level of interior degradation was a major disappointment, especially when compared to rivals from Lexus and Acura of the same era. What made things worse was the vehicle's resale value, which already plummeted as these issues became widely known. Buyers who thought they had a bargain often found themselves stuck with a car that was expensive to fix, difficult to sell, and constantly throwing new problems. However, some owners did manage to keep their C230 Kompressors running, but only with extremely diligent maintenance. If you already own one, it's absolutely essential to change the oil frequently, monitor timing chain wear, and address small issues immediately before they become major problems. Skipping service intervals or ignoring dashboard warning lights is the fastest path to engine failure. Now here's the good news. Mercedes learned from their mistakes. The next generation of C-Class, the W204 generation, produced from 2008 to 2014, was a significant improvement in every way. It ditched the problematic supercharger system for naturally aspirated and turbocharged engines that were substantially more reliable. Interior quality was also much better, and long-term reliability scores improved across the board. Now that we've talked about the Mercedes models that can drain your wallet, let's shift gears. Not every Benz is a gamble. Some are surprisingly reliable, affordable to maintain, and backed by real data. Here are the 4 best Mercedes-Benz models you can actually own without regret. If you're looking for that rare Mercedes that combines luxury, reliability, and long-term value, then the E-Class W212, produced from 2010 to 2016, is the gold standard. This generation hit a sweet spot where old-school Mercedes durability met modern refinement. It's often referred to by seasoned mechanics as the last truly over-engineered Benz. And once you drive one, you'll understand why. At the heart of the W212 is the M276 V6 engine, a massive improvement over the older M272 that was notorious for its balanced shaft issues. The M276 is smoother, more efficient, and most importantly, far more reliable in the long run. According to Consumer Reports and J.D. Power, this generation scores above average for long-term reliability, particularly in terms of powertrain, interior quality, and electronics. But it's not just the powertrain that makes the W212 stand out. The interior build quality is exceptional. The seats, the dashboard, the trim, even after over 10 years, they still look incredibly good. Buttons don't peel, materials don't fade, everything feels solid and built to last. In an era where most luxury cars started cutting corners, the W212 doubled down on craftsmanship. In terms of maintenance, it's relatively straightforward for a Mercedes, especially if you opt for the E350 variant. Basic upkeep, like oil changes, brakes, and filters will keep it running well. Just avoid the AMG variants if you're not ready for higher performance costs. If you're buying used, look for the facelift models from 2014 to 2016. These years came with upgraded infotainment, improved safety tech, and slightly better resale value without sacrificing the solid mechanical foundation this generation is known for. In summary, the W212 is one of the few Mercedes models you can buy with confidence. It delivers luxury without the surprise repairs, elegance without the electrical headaches, and performance without the penalty. For older drivers wanting a reliable daily driver with class, this is one of the smartest choices in the Mercedes lineup. If you've ever dreamed of owning a Mercedes-Benz without getting drowned in repair bills, then the W204 C-Class might just be the answer. Produced from 2008 to 2014, this generation has quietly become one of Mercedes' most reliable and cost-effective models. And it's backed by hard data. According to Consumer Reports, the W204 scores highly for long-term mechanical reliability, particularly in the C300 and C350 versions equipped with the naturally aspirated V6 engines. J.D. Power also reported a significant leap in reliability compared to the preceding W203, especially in the powertrain and electrical systems, 2 areas that often make or break luxury car ownership. What made the W204 special is that it shed the problematic supercharged engines of earlier models and moved to the proven M272 and later M276 V6 engines. When properly maintained, these engines can easily surpass 200,000 miles without major issues. The 7-speed automatic transmission was another win, smooth, responsive, and reliable when serviced with regular fluid changes. No quirky characteristics, no hidden traps. Now, if you're planning to buy one, here's the smart move. Look for a 2011 to 2014 model year with service records. These years benefited from mid-cycle updates and refinements, making a big difference in both comfort and long-term cost of ownership. Avoid cars that have been neglected or driven hard without proper maintenance. Because like any German car, how it's been treated matters more than the badge. If the ML350 left you feeling uneasy, meet the GLE350, the vehicle that fixed almost everything its predecessor got wrong. Produced from 2016 to 2019, this midsize luxury SUV finally delivered what Mercedes owners had been asking for: reliability without disaster. Let's start with the biggest win. Mercedes shed the problematic setups that plagued the ML350 and replaced them with a more refined formula. The M276 V6 engine under the hood is smooth, reliable, and doesn't suffer from the severe balance shaft issues of older engines. According to Consumer Reports, the GLE350 scores above average for engine reliability and overall owner satisfaction. J.D. Power also awarded this generation higher marks for build quality and long-term dependability, especially in 2017 and 2018 model years. But here's where the GLE 350 truly redeemed itself: the suspension system. Many versions came with standard coil springs instead of the notorious Airmatic air suspension. That alone massively reduces your long-term maintenance risk. No $4,000 compressor replacements, no sagging rear end, just simple, reliable hardware that can take a beating and last for years. Want to keep a GLE 350 running smoothly beyond 150,000 miles? Stick to the basics. Oil changes every 7,500 miles. Get the transmission serviced religiously and inspect cooling components around the 100,000-mile mark. The M276 engine is a solid unit, but like all modern V6s, it thrives on consistent care. The best part, you don't need an extended warranty just to sleep at night. This is one of the few used Mercedes SUVs you can drive with confidence, not fear. And if you find one with a clean service history and coil spring suspension, you've got a mid-size luxury SUV that combines comfort, class, and reliability without the repair bills that often come with that three-pointed star. For older drivers or families wanting a safe, comfortable, and less stressful Benz, the GLE 350 is one of the smartest choices you can make. If the GLE 350 proved Mercedes can still get it right, this last one is the grand finale. The perfect blend of old-school durability and everyday comfort. It's the Mercedes-Benz E-Class W211 from 2006 to 2009, facelift models only. If you're looking for that classic Mercedes-Benz feel, solid, elegant, and engineered to last, then the facelift E-Class W211 is one of the smartest and most underrated choices you can make today. But here's the crucial thing. You must stick to the post-facelift models. The earlier versions had some serious flaws that Mercedes quietly rectified in these later years. Early W211 models suffered from issues like the complex, expensive, and unreliable SBC, Sensotronic brake control, braking system. But starting in 2006, Mercedes reverted to a traditional braking system, and that single change alone dramatically improved the car's long-term reliability. At the same time, they also revised the M272 V6 engine, addressing the balanced shaft gear issues that plagued earlier builds. The result? A rock-solid luxury sedan that combines comfort, safety, and true long-haul durability. According to Consumer Reports, reliability ratings improved significantly for these later models, and J.D. Power ranked them higher for powertrain and mechanical quality compared to earlier E-Class generations. Real owners consistently report getting well over 200,000 miles without any major issues when maintenance is done right. For anyone looking for timeless quality on a smart budget, this E-Class deserves a place among the best Mercedes-Benz models you can own. In the end, owning a Mercedes-Benz, or any car for that matter, isn't truly just about driving it. It's about making smart decisions before you even start the car. Some models are built to last and deliver real value for years. Others might look good, but are hiding thousands of dollars in future repairs. The key is to do your research, know which years to avoid, and always get a pre-purchase inspection, especially with luxury brands. If you learned even one tiny tip that could save you money, make sure to hit that like button on this video. Your support means the world to me and helps me keep bringing you this valuable information. And if you want more insights to protect your wallet every time you hit the road, subscribe to the channel right now. Remember, smart car ownership is the key to enjoying life worry-free. I'll see you in the next video.